everybody. This is Possessed Robot coming to you. I'm actually on LiveStream for test server for 5.2. Right now I've got it on my main account for a specific reason. I wanted to show you something. Take a look at the detail on this mod, right? Let's go to the store here. You've got 2% at level 1, 1% at level 1, 7% on heavy armor kit level 1, 5% on thermonuclear reactor level 1. Battleborn, this is the one that they were stating in Facebook for on War Robot's test server page. If you go to that page and download their test server app, well, the defense, as you can see, is 25. Ability duration is 20 seconds. Now, I actually have this on my Inquisitor, as some of you have probably seen in many of my videos. And Pixonic, I gotta say, what I've seen so far on this test server with what you've changed with the Battleborn module, I actually kind of like. At first I didn't get it until I saw Manny's and Adrian's channel, especially Manny's. I didn't get the part where if you get hit, it only activates once you get hit, whereas differently with this one. As everybody needs to know watching this, is that this what I'm on my own account, my main account, I don't exactly have the update 5.1 yet. It's iOS, so yeah. But in test server 5.2, you're gonna see just what kind of changes they did with this module, along with some of the other modules that I've shown you, and will show you with the rest of them. These are passive modules, not active. Now, last stand, you got activation threshold 5%, immunity duration 2 seconds. This is all on level 1. Now I want you to pay close attention to all these details, because you're going to see something very unique and what you don't see on Manny's channel or on Adrian's channel or Predator's channel or many of the other top popular War Robot channels that are showcasing this game. I myself, I like to pay close attention to detail, because when it comes to test server, you never really know what Pixonic is going to be throwing at you. It can always end up on live server. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but with this one, I had to pay close attention, because if it affects the modules, it may actually affect live server. So, but anyway, now when it comes to these modules, the only module that was affected was quantum radar. 6 seconds, 25 the duration is 25 seconds. Well, I'm going to show, they didn't even change these two, but they did change this one. So let me go to test server now that I've shown you live. Here we go. As you had seen, though, with my live server, I didn't have the pilots in my hangar. But let me show you something with this bulwark. As you can see, you got avalanche in all the details. I gotta say, Pixonic, I actually liked, I've seen this thing in battle. I like the special effects you did with the graphics on the smoke when these things were firing, the sound effect. I like everything. This is really awesome. The damage, the range, reload time, 24 seconds. Well, I guess when it comes to this weapon, I guess I can understand the reload time, even though that could be a little bit shorter, but considering it's a heavy weapon, I'll let it pass. Besides, you did add the reload while firing mechanism to this, so that makes up for the 24 seconds fully reloading. So in the graphics and the sound effects to this weapon more than makes up for the reload time in my book. So as far as I'm concerned, it's awesome. Now I'm gonna, to everybody else watching this, I'm gonna show you something with what I was talking about earlier with the modules. Everything is at level 1, not including anti-control, which is, yes, in test server, and I'm sure it's on live server 5.1. But let me go to the store and show you something. Heavy armor kit, level 1, 12%. As you noticed earlier, that was actually a smaller percentage. If you rewind and go back to the first part of this video when it's on my channel, you'll see that the percentage was smaller in 5.0. I'm sure it's probably the same in 5.1. I'm not sure yet. But in this test server 5.2, I like the change you did with this Pixonic. 12%. I love it. This is at level 1. It's not stating what's at level 5. I mean, I can only imagine what level 5 for, or whatever the max level is for heavy armor kit. And check this out. Thermonuclear reactor at level 1 is, on my account right now, is at 5%, I believe. You just rewind and check it out. In this test server 5.2, damage is at 10% at level 1. Can you imagine what the maxed level on this thing's gonna be like? That's insane. Pixonic, all I gotta say to that is pretty awesome. Now, here's an interesting thing. Armor kit, level 1, on live server in my main account right now, it was at 2 or 3%. I forgot. Anyway, just rewind and go back to it if you want. In this test server, it's at 5% at level 1. That's around near the same, well, not exactly the same percentage as heavy armor kit, but on my main account right now. But it comes pretty darn close. which is really impressive for armor kit. It's like I think it's 3% higher. Then anyway, nuclear reactor. I believe this is 2% higher on level 1. Not bad. I'm kind of interested to see what the max level would be for this module. Last stand. Here's an interesting thing. Remember when it was the activation threshold? Well, at level 1 on test server 5.2, it's at 30%. You can rewind this video, go back to the module on my account right now, which is 5.0. Level 1, it's at, oh, what was it? Forgot. Anyway, it's way less. Immunity duration, level 1, 4.5%. How much is it on the other one? I believe it was 2%. That's impressive. I can only imagine what the max level for this is going to be like. It's going to be insane. Battleborn, here we are. This is the module that Pixonic announced was changing, which everybody knows about, but they didn't see the rest of the other modules. They didn't bother looking back. Battleborn, 50. The defense is 50. I believe it's 30 on my main account. I could be wrong. Just go back and rewind and check it for yourself. Ability duration, that on my main account right now in this video is 20 seconds. This one says 10. Now, here's the interesting thing. I thought when I first tested this out that it was just like in my main account, as when you jump right into battle with whatever robot this Battleborn is on, the ability of that module activates automatically. But in this one, it says affect here on the right side, affects your robot, affects only your robot. Below it, temporary, affects is active for a certain duration. Okay, now in the description, robot gets a temporary reduction of all incoming damage after taking the first hit on the battlefield, which means this module, you won't have to worry about the time factor being a problem. When you're, say, I've seen in my own battles with my Inquisitor, the Battleborn I have on that, my team hasn't captured the middle beacon in Yamantau, and I had to start back at my base, the beacon in my base. I had to walk all the way there, and by the time I got there, even with the middle beacon, even if I jumped in on the middle beacon, I would still have to walk there to get to the battle. By the time I got there, the duration of this module was pretty much halfway over with, thereby leaving this module pointless and useless. Now, thanks to you, Pixonic, you actually fixed that problem, meaning the moment you get hit, that's when this module gets activated. So my suggestion to those of you who use this module, watch where you're at. Be careful with where you're at. You don't want to get hit and have this thing get triggered when there's nobody around. Watch where you jump in when it comes to any robot. It's going to be crucial no matter where you're at on the battlefield. If you're in the thick of it, that's perfect. But if you're not, you see long range coming around, your Battleborn module just got wasted. So take that into consideration. But anyway, as you can see, I just wanted to show you all these modules that Pixonic did change, or at least in this test server. And to Pixonic, I say I love it. I haven't really put all of it to the test yet, but it looks pretty decent. Now, the one they did change with this, Quantum Radar. Let's take a look here. Ability duration, 6 seconds. Cooldown time, 25. I would have to go back to my main account and see what the time on that is, but all you have to do is just rewind. Now, what I do know with this module is, when I read it on the Facebook page, is basically what this thing, or maybe it was Manny that mentioned it in his video, this does not take any time to activate. The moment you press that button, that's when it's activated. It doesn't take time to lock on to an opponent. It immediately activates. Let's see here. Affect your robot. Affects only your robot. Manual activation activates by tap. Temporary effect is active for a certain duration. 6 seconds is the duration. Cooldown time affects charges for a certain time after 25 seconds. So basically, say you have this on a hover like I do, and you have Scourge or Spark. You know how long it takes Scourge and Spark to actually activate, right? It takes at least a good second or two. And on hover, that's a dangerous thing, especially if you're in the middle of the battlefield and you got opponents facing you, and one of them has nothing more than a dangerous, very annoying Aojun. And by the time you actually get this module activated along with your Scourge and Spark ready to fire, the Aojun is practically taking out half to 90% of your hit points, right? I know, I've seen it. It's happened to me. Well, with this thing, press the button, activate it, press the trigger button, and just wait for your Scourge and Spark. By the way, Pixonic, I'm not sure how well that will work with this, but I'm hoping the timing works better now than it did before. If it doesn't, well, you're going to see it in this video, this live stream video. Anyway, that's all I got to say with all that. Here's the igniter, all the details. Hussar, interesting name for it. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. I actually tried this out, and it's pretty decent. Same goes for this weapon, but earlier I had a hard time getting close to anything. Now, you're probably wondering why I put a Guépard with 3 pinatas on this hanger. I was playing around because I was curious on the abilities for any pilot. And by the way, Pixonic, I wanted to show you something. And I'm going to let you know in the form skills list for any pilot using Gepard. If you had noticed with Gepard, do you see any active module in this test server? No, you only see 2 passive modules. I put anti-control and last stand on it. Well, take a look at the skills list for this Gepard. When you scroll all the way down, let me just read some of these. The very bottom one, foolhardy quartermaster. Upon reaching a certain durability level, instantly recharges any active, that's right, active module. Where's the active module? There is no active module on Gepard. It may be on my current live server account 5.0, but maybe on 5.1 when I get it, but on this, no. What's the point of putting any pilot on this Gepard if you're not going to have abilities that are helpful? Another one, Dodger. All active modules on Gepard recharge faster. Are you kidding me? What's the point of that ability on this test server when the Gepard has no active module? That's 2 abilities that are basically useless. Modules expert. All effects of active, that's right, active modules on Gepard last longer. What's the point, Pixonic? Number 4, quartermaster. All active modules, that's right, active modules on Gepard cost less power cells to active. That's 4 abilities that you just wasted on this Gepard for this pilot on Gepard. I mean, what were you thinking, Pixonic? This needs to be fixed. If you're not going to put active modules on Gepard or any of the other older robots, what's the point? Guidance operator. Now, the rest of these, I scrolled through carefully and I didn't see any others that I had a problem with, but the active modules on this pilot, I'm sorry, but if you're not going to fix this, then what's the point in adding a pilot to Gepard for any reason? Players are wasting gold, they're wasting time, they're wasting experience points, they're wasting a lot of stuff. And this is just wasting space if Gepard doesn't have an active module, which does not have an active module on this test server. It's a waste. Now, fortunately, you didn't do that with Jesse, which I actually thank you for, because it doesn't have any active module. So you gave it plenty of decent, awesome yes, everybody. As you noticed, I added 4. I was playing around with this earlier just to see what it would be like, and I found a Jesse with a pilot that has 7 abilities. You're talking some major fun. I don't care what league it is. Even if you get cremated in an instant using Jesse, it's still going to be fun using this combo with any of these rookie pilots with 7 abilities on it. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get into battle. Now I'm going to show you something else. Let me just take a look here. Now, if you noticed, many of these older robots have only passive modules on them. Now, in live server, you've got stalker with one active and one passive on 5.0, maybe 5.1. I don't know on 5.1 yet. But this test server is the same as Geepard. Let me take a look at this. I'm going to well, let me just fix this here. So I'll have to get a new pilot, won't I? Let's take a look at this. I'm curious on this. Is it the same thing? Guidance operator. Huh. Skill list. If it's the same. Yeah, it is. Here's let's see here. Death Survivor, I've got that on my Jesse. Foolhardy Quartermaster. Upon reaching certain durability, instantly recharges any equipped active module. Again, Pixonic, what's the point of these abilities on any pilot in Stalker or Geepard or any of the other older robots that don't have active modules? If they don't have active modules, you need to fix these abilities on the pilots that enter them. It's pointless. You've got to fix that before you put this on live server. Another one, Dodger. All active modules on Stalker recharge faster. Please. Module Expert. All effects of active modules on Stalker last longer. Quartermaster's active module. It's like 2 or 3 abilities on this pilot that are a waste of gold, space, experience points, everything. What's the point? Fix it. You need to make sure that all pilots that are entered into these older robots, whether it's Stalker, Geepard, or any other older robot, even, let's take a interesting. Let's take a look at something here. I saw some older robots in here that actually do. Yeah, I thought so. You got 1 active and 1 passive on Natasha. As well as 1 active and 1 passive on Leo. Let's take a look at this with Natasha. So since I've seen a lot of players still using this robot. Yep, I knew it. Foolhardy Quartermaster. Upon reaching certain durability, instantly recharges any equipped active module. Pixonic, you need to fix this. Every pilot that enters into a robot, older robot, or any robot that has no active module, but they used to, back in 5.0 or maybe even 5.1, if they get 5.2 and you put a pilot into these older robots that have no active modules, what's the point? You need to fix the abilities of these pilots that enter a robot that have no active module. Either give these older robots one active module, or make pilots that are specifically for these older robots, basically, because it's just a waste of space. And gold and time, experience, everything. It's just a waste. Anyway, I just wanted to point this out to you. Now, let's get to fixing this hanger. Sure. Let's see here. I was actually going to show you this pilot in action with this key part, wasn't I? So what I think I will do is have one battle with this hanger, and I'm sure some of you would be curious on this aphid with this pilot. You want to see this pilot's abilities? Well, the ones I've chosen were True Cowboy. Jesse deals increased weapon damage for 10 seconds after mode change. 5%. Gunsmith, aphid deals increased damage. Wonder Worker, after activating its ability, Jesse repairs a portion of its maximum durability. Yeah, I maxed those out. Deft Survivor, upon reaching a certain durability level, instantly recharges the robot's ability by 50%. By the way, I did increase this before. The 50% doesn't change. Want me to show you? There you go. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that it instantly recharges. I think what it means is Jesse's quick draw ability gets 50% faster. Basically like 5 seconds instead of 10. It's pretty cool, huh? Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm sure some of you are looking for an interesting battle, so let's get to work on it. Wonder how long I've been playing this. Since 3 o'clock on this. Didn't realize the time factor on this was so long. But I did have to show you this, so. Boy. Would have to be on this map, wouldn't it? Kidding me? There was pin receptors on that thing. Must be the pilot. Damn. Here's some advice to those using light robots, old school light robots. On a battlefield like this with BUFFEDs, stay out of open space. Don't let your opponents battlefield for short range. By the way, Pixonic, I like what you did with the beam receptors in the upper right-hand corner. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the pain receptors on the upper right-hand, not yet. Would have done better had this thing given me a short-range battlefield. The damage output on the Avalanche, the Pixonic, it looks strong, but it looks like it could be a little bit stronger. That's just my opinion. Either that or reload time. The again. I don't want that battlefield. I want a short-range battlefield. Death Button Natasha. Oh yeah. We're talking old school look, dude. Remember this one? You know, that actually looks like a... Everybody always uses this one, so I'm gonna go with this one this time. Testing out the how powerful that weapon is. So inside control here's an interesting question. Active module? Yeah. Big Sonic, you need to fix that. I don't dare using the random skill because I'm afraid you're gonna... It's gonna put me on worthless ability like Foolhardy Quartermaster or Dodger, you know? Let's see here, Master Gunsmith out. Real super. Better off if I added this first. Mechanic. Use gold to increase her ability, but let's test those weapons out first. Death Button Natasha. There's a female pilot that looks like she's made for it. I like the music mix on it, it's really good. I like the sound effects, the weapons, and graphics and the weapons. It's pretty cool. I especially like the little damage effect on pilots when they're in the robots, on whether they've been hurt or not. Wow, this one's taking forever. Another long range. Butterfly Kisses, an interesting title. Sonic, you might want to fix the paint skins on the robots. I noticed that when I was watching Adrian's channel, in his video on this, the paint skin wasn't on, that he chose for his Fury, didn't appear in the battle, the same thing was happening at the time. Shot a Cossack in the air. Yeah. Same stupid battlefield. firing straight. Special effects on that. here's my take. Since I spent so much time with the details on this game, and I end up battling, and I don't have a whole lot of time with this left, I figured I would give you my assessment on this whole test server Sonic. You heard my I like the modules, but when it comes to the abilities on pilots, sorry, can't hear myself think on this, the music running. Here's my assessment, Pixonic. The modules I think are great. You don't need to fix anything. The abilities on pilots that are on older robots like Gepard or Natasha or Stalker, any older robot that you took active modules away from, you need to fix those abilities, because there's no point in having players use random skill to select any of the abilities when those abilities are for active modules, when especially if a robot like Natasha has no active module. It's pointless. You need to fix that. The paint skins, you can't see them on the battlefield. You need to fix that as well. What do I think of Avalanche? I think it's cool. I love the sound effects. I love the special effects with the firing and the explosions. I love it. I think it could be maybe a little bit more powerful, but that's just me. Or either that faster, I don't know. It didn't seem to do a whole lot of damage sometimes, but then I was only using 2. Other than that, I think Avalanche is awesome. Igniter, pretty powerful, especially on a Spectre. Love the sound effects. I love the special effects. I love it. It's really cool. The Battleborn, I like the special effect that Battleborn has on it when it's activated. That's really cool. A Hussar, pretty cool weapon, very effective. Damage wise, I guess it's okay for a medium weapon. Yeah. The pilots, well, the abilities, I think you need to fix the ones that are on the older robots that have no active modules. Any robot that has no active module on it, you need to fix the abilities on. But that's my take. And as far as everything else, doesn't look like anybody's watching, but then I'm still new to the whole I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. I don't have a whole lot of viewers. This is my 3rd or 4th live stream, so I'm still getting used to everything. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next test server. Bye.